Hey fellas, well, this is definitely going to be starting off the month with a simple video, the 28 days in this month. I'm not sure, as I initially thought I'd be able to finish my second season movie long, so I initially envisioned, but I still make a video count this month, so starting off with a little bit of levity with my thoughts on the demo and first chapter of Balan Wonderworld, which is being published by Square Enix and being directed by Yuji Naka, who, among other games, is the original creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, and as well as Nights into Dreams, and has strains in all those games, as well as being sort of like an opposite of those ones. And a lot of the ones, like, I hope people compare this to like the GameCube game Billy Hatcher, but I have not played it that much, so I cannot be certain for that. I've also heard this game compared to the film Sucker Punch, which, as someone who plans to review the movie before or the Snyder Cut comes out, I think it's more like the antithesis of that as well, and because so it definitely feels a lot similar to something between Sonic and Knights in terms of gameplay. AS 3D collectible on platformers Go, which, thanks to both new entries as well as the popularity of like the Mario Crash and Spyro remasters, I've seen by resurgence in late 10s and early parts of this decade. One thing helping with all the neat nonsense going on, I mean, I'm really liking the presentation, the use of different costumes to complete objectives and take out certain kinds of enemies. And I'd definitely be willing to at least try the full game once it does come out. I probably won't be getting it right on launch day, given how I'm probably going to be saving my money for a new Pokemon Snap, as well as maybe Resident Evil 8, and visually the style, much like Sonic and Knights, treads a nice fine line between the more Western, cartoony style and a more over the top and Japanese anime style. I mean, especially with Balan himself. I mean, even if some people bemoaned his ones, I don't think they understood how that process even worked, even though they explained it clearly. I mean, I definitely went with the male avatar, Leo. I believe like they give you a choice between a male and female character, well, at least four different choices for hair color and skin tone, but otherwise it's not too different. I mean, so while the template is there for what looks like a fun game, it does have issues which I think need to be addressed and kind of makes it glad they delayed the game. So, while for the most part the game controls pretty well, depending on your setup, you you're definitely gonna have some issues on some of the gameplay objectives, like trying to position up where you can jump and which outfit you need to clear a certain path. And performance-wise, for the most part, it runs alright. I emphasize for the most part because there are some issues that need to be worked out, especially on Switch, which I don't think there is. Also, they don't think they pre-render that much. I think it's all done with the in-game engine, which it really is pretty impressive for the most part. But Switch, the lag is just pretty bad. I mean, I say as someone who actually has been looking forward to this game for a while now. I've been low key excited with this one, but yeah, I can understand why they pushed it back. It was originally going to be coming out in January, but just the demo and the first chapter did, and they pushed back to March to give us some more time, and I can understand why. Yeah, I know what Miyamoto said. Rush game forever bad, delay game eventually good, but oof. It runs better on PS4 and especially on PS5. I don't have a PS5 yet. That's mean, but I emphasize better on my PS4, not necessarily perfect. But there are still some slight input issues that need to be addressed. As I'll admit, and I mean, I'm not into No Straight Roads. I don't think I'm interested in that one. And And I do kind of like the hub world, which is kind of like a small scale version of the Chow Garden from the Sonic Adventure games. If you ever played those, man, like these little fuzzballs called Tims, where you feed them some of the items you get, and they can open up more areas. I mean, supposedly the demo also includes the first access chapters 4 and 5. Interesting choice. Don't know why they didn't just go with 2 and 3. Hey, but I haven't figured out how to access them yet. If anyone else knows who's played this demo, I also cannot vouch for how it plays on Microsoft's consoles, maybe the Xbox One as well as the Xbox Series lines, but apparently I haven't been able to find any of those either, since I hear Microsoft's not going to have more in stock until June, so maybe I could find a pre-owned Xbox One S somewhere in the near future, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that's about all I'll say for this. I think I'll probably have a couple more simple videos out before I get some of the bigger ones, which includes more Sun and Moon vlogs, hugs. I definitely have a surprise tomorrow, though, but you might have just to wait and see what it is, so that'll be all for now. Take care.